Hello. In this video, I will show you how to create the ears for the Sleepy Unicorn Ragdoll. They can be a little bit tricky to get them turning the right way initially, so this video should help. I'm using a light blue for this tutorial video just so you can see the stitches better. With the white, it tends to get drowned out with the light. So you start with a slip knot. To do my slip knot, I go around these two fingers, hold it like that, swoop around, grab it. There's lots of tutorials that show you how to do a slip knot much slower than that if you need it. And then from here, you just chain 2. Then we're going to do 3 single crochet working into the first chain we made. One, 2, 3. Now we're going to start working in a spiral. So I usually don't mess with a stitch marker for the ears just because you don't have to count very high anyways, but if you need to place a stitch marker in, do so. But let me take a moment to show you where we'll be working in. So just to kind of see where your stitches are, you could count back from where your hook is because you know you just did 3. So here's 1, you have 2 loops right there that you would go through, 2 loops right here, and 2 loops right here. So this is the first stitch we will work into to create the spiral that we're gonna do. So the next step is to increase in 3. So those 3 stitches I just pointed out, we're gonna increase in all of those. Make sure you get both of the loops there. 1, 2, that's 1 increase. I went into the same stitch. Now it starts to pull down. So right now the wrong side is facing me of the work. That's okay. I usually wait until I finish this increase round to flip it. So there's 2 in that stitch. So now we have 4. Here the last stitch is hiding underneath here. Just pull it up. 5 and 6. So I just did 3 increases in the first 3 that we made. So if you continue working like this, it's gonna look a little bit wonky because this is the wrong side of my work if your slip knot is stuck out like this. So this is the point where I find it easy to flip it right side out. So now the right side of my work is facing me and the tail is coming from the inside of the shape that I'm starting to form. So for round 3, we're gonna do single crochet, increase, and we'll repeat that 3 times for a total count of 9. So again, if you need to start a stitch marker to count your spots here, then do so now. I tend not to just because it's such a small thing to be working with anyways. I find the stitch marker to just be cumbersome. So it's just up to you. So into this first stitch, I'll do single crochet. Next stitch, they are kind of folded down, so make sure you find those 2 loops. Let me point it out with my needle. There's 1 loop and there's 2 loops of the next stitch. So in that one, I'll do an increase. Repeat that pattern. So in the next stitch, I do 1, next stitch, increase. That was 2 times repeating that pattern, so 1 more time, single crochet in the next stitch, increase in the next stitch. And I realize this yarn is difficult, you know, all plush yarn is difficult to see your stitches. You need to feel them. So if this is just not making sense to you and you don't feel like you can feel your stitches before you put your hook in, then I would suggest trying it with like a medium 4 first. Like making this ear with a medium 4 first, just to kind of get right in your head about what you're doing, and that will help when you go to use plush yarn. I'm just so used to working with this stuff that I just feel it with my index finger basically back here before I go in to the stitch. Okay, so that was round 3. Now for round 4, we just do 1 single crochet in each stitch around for a total of 9. Eight, 9. So your ear should start to be looking like this. This is the top of the ear, the point of the ear. So after 1 round of 9, now we're going to start to decrease. So you'll just do 1 single crochet, decrease, and you'll repeat that 3 times to have a total of 6 stitches in this next round, which is round 5. So single crochet. In my decrease, I prefer the invisible decrease method. So you go in through the front loop of the next 2 stitches, yarn over, and do a single crochet. You don't have to do the invisible decrease. You could do a traditional single crochet 2 stitches together if you prefer. It really doesn't matter. So that was 1. We'll do that sequence again. So 1 single crochet, decrease, 1 more time, 1 single crochet, decrease. So now you have 6 stitches in your row, and finally round 6 you will decrease times 2. 1, 2. Now you have this little thing, kind of reminds me of like a little leaf. And now to close it out, you will just pinch it flat and you'll crochet through both sides for 2 single crochet stitches. That just gives the ear a little bit of height, like most horses and real life unicorns have. Real life unicorns. And then you just cut your yarn and fasten off. This starting tail that's just coming out of the ear, you can cut that. It's tucked into the ear nicely, so you can just cut that off right here and leave a long tail of this for sewing it to the head.